What's up everyone? Welcome to Poor Guy Tech. I'm Osama, your host, and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about the new iPhone SE. Wow, what a surprise from Apple, huh? In the middle of this pandemic, a new phone, and it took us all by surprise. Now before we start, make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos and this beautiful face right here. Okay, I'm joking, but please subscribe. So I want to talk about the iPhone SE, and this is the iPhone SE. Well, basically, this is the iPhone 7, but you get the point, right? It's the same phone, the same body. It has a glass back. They moved the Apple logo down to the middle to keep it consistent with all of their other series, but essentially, the body is the same. Now, one thing that, actually there is a cross-off or a trade-off, you would say, in this phone is the huge bezels. If the phone did not have huge bezels, then it would have been the perfect mid-range phone. It cost around $400 or $399 to be exact, which makes it one of the best-selling mid-range phones in the market right now. When you compare this phone to other phones, it really has a small price. I also remember the previous iPhone SE, the smaller one, the 5S shape it had with the 6S specs, and that was a really good phone too. So Apple's just continuing their tradition with releasing this mid-range phone. So let's go over the specs slightly. Firstly, this phone has an A13 chip that's also present on the iPhone 11, and this is going to make a huge difference when we talk about battery timings, camera, and the overall speed of the phone. It's going to be really fast. Battery timing is going to be really good. The phone also has wireless charging. Now essentially the battery is going to be the same as the one on the iPhone 8. However, because of the software and the A13 chip, timings are going to be longer. When we talk about the camera, it has a 12 megapixel camera that is also present on the iPhone 11 with an aperture of f1.8. Now what does that mean? Well, that means that you're going to be able to take great photos, even portrait shots with this phone, as Apple says, because of the superior software and the processing of the A13 chip. So the camera is going to be really good. It's going to be in comparison with, I would say, the Google Pixel 3a as well. The camera also shoots 4K at 60 frames per second, so that's a really added plus. They're also offering you wireless charging with this phone. And for $400, who would have thought that Apple would release such a nice product? It's really surprising from Apple. Maybe they're looking at this mid-range market more seriously right now. But it does, spell disaster for other manufacturers who had been, reigning, defending champions over the mid-range market. Samsung had a lot of phones in that mid-range market. So did Google, so did, OnePlus, even Huawei. All of these manufacturers actually, dominating the mid-range market suddenly have a new competitor with Apple. And Apple's phones, as we know, can be really good, and, a lot of consumers buy them. So how does this phone compare to, other phones? Well, let's talk about it. Some of the mid-range phones that have come out over the year, the Poco phone, it was a really good mid-range phone, but the iPhone SE actually trumps it by a huge margin. Other phones like Google Pixel 3a, Samsung A51, on paper, they're really good phones. The A51's performance may be lacking here and there, but it's a good phone. So is the Google Pixel 3a. But this phone, because of the A13 chip, I think it's gonna be, it has to be a better deal than any of them. So essentially, this is the phone that you want to buy. Now, one of the motivations behind the page, Poor Guy Tech, was to help people buy tech in a smart way, because we don't have much money, right? Is this a smart decision, a smart investment? Yes, it is, because as I said, we're gonna have to wait and see till the phone comes out. But on paper, this looks like a smart investment. This is something that I'm gonna want to get myself, because it looks like a great phone, a good mid-range phone with specs of the iPhone 11. So that's what people who have 5S, maybe 6S or 6, the iPhone 6 have been waiting for. They've been waiting for a better option to come out, which is not that expensive. Well, this is what you've been waiting for. This is the phone that you currently need. If you buy this, it's a huge upgrade, and you also get to use, a form factor in the smaller size, which I know a lot of people prefer small phones in the smaller size. So yeah, so let's talk about the colors. The phone comes in 3 colors: red, white, and black. And you must have seen them, when Apple advertised them. And yeah, really looking forward to that. Red color really pops out and looks really good. And we're gonna have to see how those look. But like I said, at the end of the day, this might be, Apple's best deal for a phone. This might be the currently, as soon as it releases, might be the best mid-range phone in the market right now. And we're gonna have to see. But Apple has suddenly entered the mid-range market very seriously, and I think this phone is gonna be hugely successful because the mid-range market is the biggest market that for phone companies, you get a lot of profit from them. I know a lot of people were asking me whether they should buy this phone or whether this phone is the perfect mid-range phone, and my answer would obviously be yes. This is the perfect time to upgrade. This is the perfect chance to buy an Apple phone in cheaper price. So imagine that you're getting an Apple phone for only $400. This is the same company who sells tables or wheels for their tables, which are more expensive than their phones. So, think about that. This is a great deal for you if you want to buy it. But that's been it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this. If you like the video, make sure that you subscribe, and we'll be having more content in the future. And as soon as I get my hand on the iPhone SE, I'll show you firsthand what it can do. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Stay at home. Don't get sick because, then you'll be sick and no one will be able to come near you and more people will get sick. But that's been it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.